What's going on, everybody? Eternal Red Gamer here. We are back with another speed running tutorial video for Gravity Circuit. This is going to be part 2. Last time we talked about some basic movement and we talked about the intro stage. Today we're going to be moving forward to ideally the first stage everybody is going to do for the speed run, which is going to be Steelworks. We're going to talk about some shortcuts for this stage, and you're going to actually see your first real boss and how we're going to deal with that technique. So without further ado, let's go to the video. Guess what? We actually had some feedback. So we got two different controller layovers. So we have the actual camera. I've been told that it's going to be better so you can physically see what I'm doing. And then also we have the controller input, so that way you can actually see in a different screen what I'm doing. So apologies in advance if you don't see my full hand controller in the camera. I'm going to try to keep it as centered as possible because this is my first time actually doing it like this. So having it on screen and having a camera like literally right here on top of my hands. Alright, so let's actually get into the game. Alright. So we're going to turn speedrun mode on because that's what we have to do. Alright, here we are. We are back in the hub. So we just finished the intro stage, right? So for your typical speedrun, you're going to go to one stage and one stage only. Now when you do your own stage and you decide to like learn the game, and when you're practicing speedrunning, you're going to do whatever order you want to do it, right? Because you're going to be comfortable with what you're comfortable with. But when you get down to the professional mode of speedrunning, you're always going to start with Steelworks. And the reason why you're always going to start with Steelworks is because you're going to get a particular burst move that's going to make all your speedrun levels faster. When I say faster, I mean much faster, like tens of seconds, which doesn't sound like a lot. 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 25 seconds for some of the longer stages, but it will make a huge difference to narrow down your times. So this is Nigga. He is the one that's going to give you techniques. So actually, I've tried out a couple things. You get 4 in the beginning. So you have Flying Strike, Rising Upper, which is going to be your bread and butter for bosses. Heavenly Pile Drive, which is going to be your bread and butter for the boss rush at the end. Catch Interrupt, which is essentially a counter move, which you're not going to use in the core speedrun. And what it actually will tell you here, part of an update, is it tells you which boss it'll actually come from, and it's also in the order that they're displayed on the screen. So we're actually not going to purchase anything now. So you see my currency, I'm not going to have 8,600 in currency when I'm doing a regular run. You're typically going to have somewhere between 2,000 and 4,000, but on a good run you're going to have just over probably just over 2,800, maybe 3,000. And of course we went over this very briefly. These are the enhancement chips, just showing them again. So the reason why we're going to do function overload first is to get a particular move, and my brain is dumb, so we're not going to be able to really showcase this move, but you have to start the stage to get it for future stages. So we're going to start with Steelworks. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run through the stage like how I would normally run through it, and then we will go through some tips, tricks, and things to look out for. So before we do anything, we automatically get Energy Absorber after defeating the first level. Energy Absorber gain burst energy by attacking and overkilling enemies. So what that means is anytime you attack an enemy, your burst meter will go up. So right now it's at max. We'll talk about exploding barrels in a little bit. So right now it's at 0, right? So every time I attack an enemy physically, here, let's have a better idea. So see, 4%, 8%, 12%. And if you overkill them, you get much more burst. So this is really handy because you're going to be able to increase your burst meter. And then once it hits 100%, it actually gives you 1 bar. If you use your hook shot to hit an enemy, you're actually not going to gain anything. You gain it by throwing it though, which is neat. And of course, those little orange ones give you burst. So just wanted to explain that in the beginning of the game, why that's important to have that. Also, Flying Strike defaults to all the directional inputs. You can actually cancel it, but you're going to leave it as is. Alright, here we go. So we're going to go through this stage. You're going to see some pretty cool techniques and skills or skips. I might mess up a few times because I have not practiced this today at all. So again, we're going to go and explain some of this throughout the video today.
Oh, yep.
Here's that double kick I was telling you about before. So that comes real handy. We can actually do a jump here. We're actually going to do a little hop skip, which is pretty cool. Doesn't really save a whole lot of time. It saves enough. You're going to try to do a corner at ledge grab. You're going to do some sliding. So here's our first rescue. So we'll go into detail about rescues in a little bit and why we're going to grab them. We're actually going to grab 4 in this stage. So here we're going to do a few bit of jumping, then we're going to grapple a little bit, and here's where Flying Strike comes into play. Learned about it in the last video. Break some boxes, I jump cancel to make it quicker. This enemy is going to tumble over here. I'm going to hit that shield back. It's going to hit that enemy. So you're introduced to some moving platforms in this stage, as well as spikes. Spikes are never fun. More breakable walls. Breakable pipes, you should say. And lasers, so if you're familiar with Quickman and Mega Man 2, got some nice lasers there. They don't insta-kill you though, which is nice. Alright, I'm going to do a trick. I'm going to do it, see if I can do it in the first or second try. Oh! I'm not going to do it again. I'm almost dead. That's what I get for not practicing. So here's an auto-scroller. There's a way to go faster and skip this. I'm not going to allow him to hurt me. I'm just going to wait for these barrels to explode one at a time, which is not speed running. I'm going to wait here, double kick, grab this guy, grab that health pack. You could jump to get over there, but why when you don't have to? Slide here, and we're going to run into our first boss, which is Ray. Ray is an annoying boss. We're going to refill because we can. Cost 100. Ray hops around a lot. In my opinion, Ray's one of the tougher bosses earlier on, when you're still learning how to do your moveset and what you're looking out for. He's very unpredictable. So we got him in a tumble space. So here's his desperation attack. I don't remember what it's called. It said it in the top right corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, burst. Done. So that was a bit slower, a bit sloppy. That should be 230. Yeah, 232. I think my best time in a run is 218. So you can see it's 14 seconds slower than like my best speed run time. And then what you ended up picking up was a circuit. So every boss has a circuit. It's part of the storyline. The circuit is actually what gives them their abilities. And you did kill him. So mission clear, time clear. I did it in a fast time. I get 1,000 currency. Rescues, it tells you how many rescues that you got. And an update that actually happened recently, it tells you within the level where the rescue specific, like what order of rescues you got. So once you beat a boss, it's going to be grayed out. That's pretty much it there. So you can see on the right hand side, I have 4 of 8 rescues. It tells you the order left to right, top then bottom, that you got them in. So it's letting me know I have 4 more rescues to get in this level. And if I wanted all the abilities and enhancements, I'd have to collect all the rescues in the whole game. So we're going to go back to the stage. I'm going to show you some early techniques. We'll walk through it again. I'm going to go over a few things. So it introduces a few new stage hazards. These boxes don't mean anything. Excuse me. Maybe I'll show you all the rescues along the way too, so that way you can pick and choose. So here is an exploding crate. So this takes 1 hit of damage, and then it will soon explode. So you can punch it. It takes about a second, and it explodes. If there are nearby crates, it'll explode those as well. So I'm going to show you a couple more. Also, stage hazards, lava. Lava does a pretty good amount of damage. It's 5 hits. You have moving platforms that go upwards. If you go too high up, nothing happens. You can grapple underneath them, and then you can grapple the bottom. So, see here, got some crates. They're just here because they're here. But these crates, if I hit them again, if I do them at the same time, they'll both explode. If I do it one at a time, one of them will explode, and then it will trigger the second one. So if you end up getting hit like this, you're going to hit the lava. So, right up here, it's actually our first rescue. Oh, just kidding. That's not our first rescue. I lied. So here's one shield guy that's right here. This is your first rescue. You're going to break this wall. So I don't know if you saw there was a crack there. Here, I'll show you guys this. Just swing over here. Grapple. Hit that from a while away. See how it breaks one and then breaks two? So there's this little crack here. So you'll notice throughout the game there'll be hidden walls that you can just hit with one punch or kick or grapple. And then here's spikes. Spikes also do 5 points of damage, which is a lot. You have 16 points of health. So it's taken almost 30% of it. So here, you essentially grapple to get over here. Here's a rescue. Thank you. He goes back to base. Here's another breakable wall. It's a little hidden there. So like this right here, breakable wall. Of course, you can go underneath to hit these, or you just come up here and do this. So flying strike, as you see, it tumbled an enemy and it went and crashed into another enemy. So there's a lot of breakables here. These enemies, you hit them once, they stop, and then they pick up again. This guy shoots some omnidirectional stuff. So the first half of the stage is really just dodging lava and dodging enemies that are going to hit you that make you fall in lava. Just break a bunch of these. That's your first checkpoint. Here's your introduction to the laser hazards. They do 3 points of damage. You just pass through these lines and they'll eventually trigger. And this one was actually triggered from the other side. So you have actually 4 new hazards right from the beginning. Right here, breakable wall. Nope, I wasn't paying attention to my health. Rip. Let's go back so I can show that to you. So with these exploding crates, you can't do anything. You literally have to wait for them to explode. I don't believe there's a single move in the game that allows you to break them faster. Here's your second rescue. And then also now you see on the bottom right corner all the little itty bitty people. It tells you the order that you rescue them in, and if you've already rescued someone, it'll tell you that too. You can rescue them again. It will show you where you rescue them. They'll just be grayed out. So this is a health pickup along the way here. A bunch of lasers. So I'll show you right here. See? He's gray. That means we already have rescued him. It'll animate like you will rescue him again. That's it. So here, we're going to do some more jumping. You're dodging lasers. You can swing if you want to, or you can just jump on these platforms, but they will disappear as they go into the lava here. This one rotates the other way. You can hit this bottom one to break that one. It's not optimal when you're doing a run. So here you can let this enemy just fly around or just fall in the lava. But here you can throw it at this enemy. Oh, I failed that one. Oh, okay. So this enemy is annoying. So you can grab the shield if it doesn't hit the lava, and then you can throw the shield at him and he instantly breaks. And then you can grab him if you want to, but you don't need to. So this is breakable. You saw it earlier. You break that, you get that rescue. Here you can wall jump here. You can wall jump up this because it's slower. You can grapple up the one underneath it. Here's another rescue. Here's the very slow. We don't grab that one because it takes forever. Again, we need 4 in this stage to get catch block. So these are dispensers. They have 4 different attacks that they do. One shoots out balls, one shoots out rockets. Actually, I think it's 3 different attacks. One is... what's the other one it does? It does a ball, it does a rocket, it shoots the beam. Yeah, it's those 3. Also, something to note, because it just happened, if you're trying to grapple a ceiling and a box is in your way, or an enemy, you'll grapple the box or the enemy first, and you won't cling. So that gets annoying real quick. And sometimes you can just damage tank. A lot of times you're going to damage tank through enemies, especially with catch block, because it's just faster to run through them than actually take damage. So if you break this, this all eventually goes. So here we're going to get this health right here. So when you break it, you're going to break it immediately and then jump. I like to swing because it gives me consistency. Break it down again. Break this one. Here's a checkpoint again. We're going to reload. Just past the checkpoint right here is breakable wall. This allows you to get some more health. So you actually have to wall slide here to jump over this and then break this platform. Here's your first weapon, I'm sorry, your first health upgrade. So when you grab it, it refills your health to max and then you get 4 pips. So there are 4 additional health upgrades, increasing your health from 16 to 32. So that's the first one. And see, I have how many more rescues? I have 1, and it's at the very end. Here's the other rescue here again. So here is where the fun starts. So the trick is here that you want to, not the trick, but you essentially are dodging spikes along the way. And then you're just avoiding lava at the same time. There's nothing up here. A couple more breakable walls for that there. There's the rescue we already did. So again, you can do this. Oh, can't go up. Can't go up. You have to wait for these blocks. Just slide under this. And then right over here, if you're paying attention, there's a breakable wall right here. So you just break that. Watch out for this guy. He stops. He turns around though. Alright, and that's that. So we did a second run through, a much slower version. So the stage, out of challenging, if 10 was super challenging and 1 was not as challenging, on a casual playthrough, I'd give it about a 6.5. It is semi-challenging, and for speedrunning, I would say it's challenging. I would give it also probably a 6.5. Now, one specific technique is extremely difficult, and in my opinion is one of the hardest techniques in the game to eventually save you about 7 seconds. Is it worth it? There's 2 jumps. Is the first one worth it? If you can do it, yes. Is it the second one worth it? Not really, but as you start to narrow down your time, you're eventually going to do it. Alright, so now we're going to go to specific speedrun tactics, and then we'll go into more detail about the final boss of this stage a little bit later. So in the beginning here, you're going to do nothing but jumps. You're essentially jump, 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 jump. So here you can do one of 2 things. You can jump and then dive kick onto this bunny, and you'll hop right over him, and you're going to land on one of these platforms, or you're going to land sideways on it, or you're going to land under it, and then you're just going to jump, jump, jump there. The other option outside of dive kicking, which is what I do, is you're going to actually jump up and grapple. Now, if you're too far away, or you don't grapple launch quick enough, that'll happen. But when you're running, see, you'll just end up swinging right through it like this. And then you'll just either release it or jump over here. So I'm going to show you what that looks like in fast motion again. So you're going to jump as far as you can, jump, grapple, swing, release, and then you're going to jump over here. So when you're going to go over here, depending on where these platforms are, you can either jump or hop over them. And rather than come over here to punch, you're actually going to hook shot on your way down. So if I'm like this and I'm going over here, I'm going to hook shot like this. The reason why you're going to want to do that, it saves a half second of time because you are farther away to trigger the explosion versus having to come over here, run over here, hit it, and get out of the way. So it's just an extra half second waste of time. So here, the easiest thing to do is to jump, and then you can dive kick in the air. So you guys already know that, but you're going to jump from here over to the bunny and then dive kick here, and then you're going to dive kick on him or just over him. From here, some people like to dive kick fall, and then you jump to cancel out of it so you don't fall in the lava. So they jump. I think it's slower to do that, personally. I don't really like doing that. So what I do is I end up falling, and I'll dive kick as I get closer to here. Get out of here. Oops, I didn't want to break that. So when you're in that dive kick animation, you can still move Kai left or right. So you can see I'm dive kicking, but I'm holding right as I'm doing it. So you can actually end up dive kicking at a direction, and if you end up letting go before it hits the wall, you will maintain like that. So I'm still maintaining that angle even though I'm not going straight down. So what I do is I dive kick and then I fast fall. So let me show you what that actually looks like. Sorry, I said that super confusing. So here's what I do. I come down, dive kick, move to the left as I'm dive kicking down so I get my momentum in the air, and then I release the button direction so that way I dive kick down this other crevice. So I go like this, dive kick, release, after I move over, boom, straight down. Oh, come on. Some people like to do both. They'll dive kick, they'll jump, and then they'll dive kick like this, or dive kick like this. I don't like it. It doesn't work for me. So I'll show you one more time. Fast fall, dive kick, move over, and then just release, and then go there. So that's that nifty trick there. So you don't have to actually kill him. He gets in your way. You'll just jump over this enemy. You can jump over this fire pit like this, but it's not consistent. So it's just, in my opinion, it's quicker and more reliable to hit him twice or hit it twice. 1, 2, real quick. It'll explode. If you do it too fast as its fire is spitting out, say for example you do 1, 2, destroy it. If you jump immediately, the fire that it was spitting out may still catch you. So let me give you an example here. So you could go like this, but sometimes the fire will catch you on your way down. So, in my opinion, so you jump over him. 1, 2, run forward. You can break that manually. I like jump punching because if you punch while you're standing, you don't get momentum moving forward. You have to punch and then jump, so you might as well just do both at the same time. And then do that. So here, there's 2 ways to do this, depending on what you're comfortable with. You can jump left and then jump right, or the best way to do it is jump, and then you'll hang on the corner ledge like this. And remember, you get more momentum if you're actually jumping over from the corner right there. So you essentially go like this, and you'll go like this, and you'll hop over him. You'll jump over this enemy. You can choose, not him, you can choose to hit this, or if it's closer to you, you can actually walk under it and then jump under like this. Sometimes it'll do it, sometimes it won't. If you get it right, you'll go right under it. And then here, you can do one of 2 things. You can break this like this, or you can do the dual jump attack. Jump, hold the punch button, get 2. Ready? 1, 2. And then you do it again, right here. 1, 2. You can slide out of here. Interesting thing about sliding out of a crevice, when it has no adjacent like platform right next to it, you can slide out of it and jump upwards. So if you do it right, you can jump like this rather than landing. So you punch this, run down. This is an interesting trick that I saw somebody do. So when you're running off a ledge, unless you have an extra jump, you can't jump again. But what you can do is you can do your dive kick in midair. So what you'll do is as you're running off, is you'll just dive kick to gain momentum to hop over like crevices and platforms. So what you can do here is go like this. See, I did it wrong. You can run off the ledge, get about halfway, get the good medium, dive kick, and then you'll end up on the other side. So like this. Yep. That was not high enough. I did it too late. And again, first couple stages, breaks and boxes, get some currency. So essentially go like this, and then like this. Some people like to dive kick down here. I personally don't. I don't think it saves any time. If you are running low on health, or if you need a health refill, this is a free one. You can punch it, or on your way down, as you're falling, face left, grapple it. Takes some timing to do. You'll essentially grapple it as you're approaching the ground, get some health. Here you can jump over it, but you're going to take a hit. So you just 1, 2, and you can climb here, jump right over. Just run, run, run. If you mash slide like this, it's slower, so you can actually spread it out a little bit more. You do more slide distance. Excuse me. Here, break the crate. If you are facing away from the crate that's exploding and you're right next to it, in this stage, it'll actually hit you. You'll bounce backward a little bit. So that's a, you know, it's a neat little strat. I mean, it's probably 1/10, 2/10 of a second save, but if you're willing to take damage, you know, any type of save is a save. So essentially, here's what you do. You'll come on here, oops, you'll grapple this, you'll come down, 1, 2, jump over like this. Do not kill this enemy, and then dive kick down. Because what's going to happen is, because that enemy is tumbling downward from that dive kick, I'm sorry, tumbling downward from being destroyed, you're going to dive kick down, and you're going to hop on it, and it's going to slow you up. So I'll show you what I mean. Do not do this, and then dive kick. Well, that was a bad example because I got hit. I was going too slow. I want to show you what it looks like. You could also do this. Because that'll happen, and you don't want to do that. That's just waste time. So slide, slide, slide. So here's what I'm saying. Turn around. Oh, I didn't hit it. I'll show you in a different example. Slide, 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 slide. Here you can wait for it, but you're just going to take damage because you're going to run through it. Alright, checkpoint. If you need to, you can refill your bursts and health here if you need to. You lose a second. So, I'm going to run, jump, jump, jump. Again, your swing is your best friend. Until it's not. Swing, 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 swing. So, if you have a burst, which I do, you're going to use that burst to break this immediately. So you don't have to wait this extra second for it to explode and then for the crate to fall. You can come and then you can punch it, but you're still wasting time. So it's easier to just burst, and then you can jump cancel out of the burst. So that way you don't have to wait for the landing animation, especially because you're a little bit higher in the air than you were in my video, the first intro stage. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to go like this, and then, oops, I don't have any energy. I have to refill. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then jump, and then I'm moving. So here, this is where you're going to burst this, and you're gonna jump straight up, and then wait a second, and then move forward, because if you try to jump after destroying it, the flame will hit you. I was using that as an example a little bit earlier, so I'm going to give you more detail right now. If I burst, and then I try to move forward, see that flame hits me, and it stops my momentum. And I don't have catch block yet, so I'm not going to do anything. If everything goes well, and almost all the time it will, if you're going to use Flying Strike, or FS for short, on this enemy, that enemy will go flying over here, it'll bounce into this soldier, and it will pop the shield off. Now, if the bounce has good trajectory, the shield will bounce towards you and not fall in this lava pit. So one of two things can happen if you want to react to it. You can hit the shield by punching it into the enemy. It will instantly destroy the enemy, so you don't have to worry about taking damage. Why aren't you shooting me? That's new. So you won't take damage here, and then you just up kick that right here, and then you can jump over here, or some people like myself just like to quick grapple, quick jump. The other thing that's going to happen is you're going to miss, or you're just going to eat damage, and sometimes that messes you up. Oh, nice volleyball. Because you're not going to be able to break that pipe, and you're trying to break that as soon as possible while taking the least amount of damage, because again, you lose time every time you get hit. So, oh, see, I wasn't high enough, so I lost time, and I got hit there. So you're going to go like this, jump, wait for it, kick it back. Oh, see, it didn't hit him right away, but it came back to hit him, and then it destroyed him because he has no defenses anymore, which will free you up to grab the rescue and continue forward. Because if you don't, then you're stuck in a place where you're going to have to come down, and you might hit him and take damage and fall into the lava, which is not fun. So essentially, we're going to go like this. And there you grab it, and then you're on your way. If he's right here, and you didn't kill him, you're going to have to somehow get from up here, over here, and land somewhere. So you're gonna, you're gonna come over here, you're gonna grapple, and you're gonna slide down here, or you're gonna try to do this and then land here. Or what you can do is, if you're good enough, is you can do a dive kick over here. And if you don't do it right, you're gonna fall in the lava. So you dive kick, get your momentum forward like this, and then let go of the stick so you land. Otherwise, you're gonna end up doing something like this. It's really annoying. You can lose a fair amount of time, and by fair amount, I mean like anywhere between 3 and 10 seconds if you end up messing this trick up. So you grab the rescue, he's dead, so I don't have to worry about damage, and then you move on. And then here you can actually jump up from here because it's going slow enough. Rather than wait for this to go up the whole time, you will actually hang on to this platform right here, or you just jump and then propel yourself upwards. If you're running low on health, you can try to break these and hope for health, and you'll have time to grab them as you're going up. And then you slide through here. You're going to damage tank through here, so if you're low on health, because this will do anywhere between 2 and 4 damage, depending on the attack. If you are low on health, you're going to do one of two things. You're either going to die, or you're just going to end up destroying it, because that'll be faster than dying and then restarting the section. So here, you can break this and then completely jump onto here, but it's not consistent for me, so I don't do it. So I just swing. So I'm going to show you what this looks like in full motion one more time. I know we're spending a lot of time on this, but I think this is one of the second most important sections in this run for this level. Oops. Because this is where you get a lot of time loss right here. Oh, also another thing, if you're facing one way and you do a burst move, see, I was facing left and I did a burst move, you can hold the other direction and it'll automatically swing around. Now that is something I've never seen before. It didn't even break the box, but it collided with it. That's weird. You see new stuff every day. Nope. See, so that happened, and see that enemy bounced completely over it. So you can destroy the enemy, or you'll just end up taking more damage trying to clear through here. So here, you're just gonna hang up here, and then you just jump off of here, slide. Here's what I do. So I break, I grapple here, and then I jump, and then when I jump, I end up swinging and going like this without the dive kick though. So it's a race to get out of here to this side. If you want more health during the speed run, it's not going to take you very long to come down here. If you do it well enough, you can, 10 seconds. Oops, I slid down there. Also, a neat thing that you can do in some instances, you're not going to do it a whole lot. You can grab like an item like this and then restart checkpoint, and it's going to be faster to go back to your last checkpoint versus doing the climb back up. Alright, cool. We're about halfway done. So you're gonna jump up here, you're gonna break this wall. It's easier if you do the double air attack. 1, 2, land, grab this ledge right here, long hop over it, versus jumping up here and then up here. Because if you get hit by a laser because you take too long, that'll happen, and you go all the way back down here. So one jump, one jump, one jump, one jump completely over, jump, jump, jump. You can do 2 jumps. Usually what I'll do is I'll jump here twice and then I'll go over here and I'll do 1 more jump or 2. Some people like to grapple the ceiling, pull themselves up, and then swing up like this. So they may do something like this, 1, 2, like this. It's all preference. Alright, so here's probably one of the most annoying parts in this run, and this is going to be your run breaker. So here you can do a early jump to get you ahead 1 platform to help save you 7, 6, 5, 4, 3 seconds, I think. So essentially you're going to be going right here, and then you're going to swing to get to the next platform. You're going to grapple said platform, and you're going to swing through the spikes. So it's a one and done. So here's what it's going to look like. You're going to jump and then swing like this. And if you do it too early, too late, too high, too low, if you do anything but get it really on point, that's what happens. And you're going to lose the 2 to 3 seconds to get that, plus another 3 seconds just to reload you back to this point. So you're automatically going to lose about 5 seconds doing that. How dare you? So if you do it right, you're going to look like this. Whoop, not like that. But what's going to happen is when you get towards the end of it, you're going to release the grapple and you're going to have to re-hook vertically. If you do it too late, you'll end up grappling the spikes. You can't grapple the spikes. You'll just collide with them and fall. And then you have to redo this all over again. So, essentially what you can do is do this. Wow. This is what happens when you don't practice, too. It's about right here. That was too high. I didn't swing low enough where I would dodge the spikes. That was too far to the left because I did it a little too late. It takes a lot of patience. See, that was actually a good swing. It wasn't the perfect swing. All right, we're gonna have to do some editing and post just to make sure you're not just watching nothing.
A few moments later.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Also, I'm sorry if I put my hands down. Again, I need to make sure that my controller is here so you can see it. So give me 1 sec. So let me just show you what it looks like in real time. Yo! Okay, stop hitting me. This is what it actually looks like. This is an older video of me practicing it. Don't mind me lounging in the chair. So we're going to slide. We're going to do this real quick. We're going to grapple. We're going to swing, re-grab, jump, swing, swing. Boom, just like that. Did you see it? We're going to watch it again. You have to do it fast, and it saves you, I think, 8 seconds if you do it correctly, which is a good amount of time. But it's so hard to do. Usually you'll do this first one, and then you'll just ride the rest of it out. But if you're ballsy, you'll do this, and then you'll get that one going. And it's tough. It is a tough trick. Again, it's one of the hardest tricks in the game, in my opinion. See? So, there's that. Jump over this guy, grapple. Nope. Usually, when you're centered straight on it, it helps. Sometimes a little bit in the middle, right about here. Too early. Yeah. So, you guys saw it already. I'm not gonna. Up. Oh, we did it live. Let's go. And then you just keep going. And then here, you're gonna dive kick down, but you're not gonna fall in the lava like I did. You're going to dive kick down, and then you're going to jump cancel out of it when you get closer to the bottom, like this. And then you're going to break this wall because you're going to want this. So you have to be careful because if you try to jump across and you're too high, you'll go right into the spikes. And it'll be a lot of damage, you'll die, and it's also lost time. Crawl under, dive kick, jump cancel, come over here, and then you can jump. So you can do one of two things. You can punch it once, and then you'll be fine. Or sometimes what will happen is you'll just punch it and then you'll just do your double air attack. Grab some health if you can, if you need it. Double air attack over here. Now, you don't necessarily need to do that. So what you can do is just jump from here, jump over the enemy, and then hook shot. That'll normally be on the top. So you just go like this. You'll hit it. Slide, slide under, up attack. And then you're going to wall, jump to your up attack, jump off the wall, slide, slide. You're going to damage tank into this enemy. And you're going to hit that. Depending on where you are, most of the time, if you do it like I do it, you're going to use both bursts. You're going to want to refill your health and your energy. Some people don't. Alright, so we're going to go into the boss fight. We're going to go into Ray. So let me show you some of his attacks. So he has multiple attacks that he does. So this one is super annoying in casual. He will shoot a laser from a distance, and it'll either be omnidirectional, like diagonal, or it'll be horizontal and vertical, and sometimes you can't react to it, like this. You can't always react to it. So he jumps low, he jumps high, he shoots fire out of his pits, he shoots fire in your face, and he has one more attack, which you've already... Well, he has 2 more attacks. So he has his jetpack, which flies completely across the screen, so you have to stay over on one side. The other one is he'll do a jetpack away from you, and it'll hit you from the back of his jetpack. I don't know if he'll do it, though. Yeah, so... Here's the strategy. There's different ways to do it. Wow, I didn't... So, You're actually going to try to get him all the way down, but if... Yep, there's the other attack. If you hit him too fast, you'll see the invul state like this. So, you know, 1, 2, tumble. You're going to get some health back. His desperation attack, you're going to go in the direction that he's going. Stay on the wall. You could slide under him too. But I didn't slide under him. Okay. So, because we only have Flying Strike, I mean, you can buy Rising Upper or Pile Driver, but you're not going to do that. So, every boss has 16 pips of health, times 2. So, the way that you're going to do it is you're going to count down your pips in the order that you want to do it. So, I typically do 9 hits. I'll do Flying Strike, which is 3 pips of damage, so that's 12. When an enemy is in a tumble state, if they don't build up the invulnerability, you can hit them 4 times with normal punches. So that equals 16, which is 1 health bar. So I'm going to accumulate 9 hits, then do a burst for Flying Strike for 3, and then I'm going to do 4 hits right afterwards. So this is one way to do it. So you're going to try to get 9 hits while taking the least amount of damage possible while doing it as fast as possible. And sometimes they'll jump completely over. So here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So he took 9 points of damage. So I'm going to do the burst, and then I'll be able to hit him 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that equals 16. Almost all the time, you will not be able to do 5 pips of 5 points of damage after a tumble state. Usually after 4, they're either going to build up invul or they're going to recover right after. Very rarely will you get 5 hits without a burst technique. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, see? Built up that invul. Typically, 4 hits in a row will build it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then that's the tumble state in between their phases. So, I'll show you what a faster version looks like. 9 hits, Flying Strike, and then 4 hits. And jump canceling at a Flying Strike helps when they're not against the wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Flying Strike. Oh! So I did it too fast, so Flying Strike made him invul. And so I lose 3 to 4 seconds, plus however many seconds it's going to take to get him out of the first phase. So you're either going to have to slow it down or slow it down. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can hook shot too. Sometimes hook shots take half damage. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I messed up there. Let me put my hand back in the camera. Do 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 do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I recover. The reason why we do 9, so I have 2 pips of damage, or 2 pips of energy. I'm only using 1 burst. So when I do this burst and get past the first phase, all the energy that I can absorb, the orange energy orbs, that's a tongue twister, orange energy orbs. Once you get all those, I'll have 2 bursts. So now in the second phase, I have an extra burst attack, which is an extra 3 points of damage. So I'm going to do 2 bursts. So instead of 9 attacks, 9 punches, and then 1 burst, I'm going to do 6, 3 for burst. I'm going to do a few hits. I'm sorry, it's 7. It's 7 Flying Strike. Here, let me re-explain it. Damn it! Okay, so it's going to be a little bit different here on the second phase. So rather than doing 9 hits, Flying Strike, 4 hits to do 16 points of damage, we're going to switch it up. Because we have 2 bursts now, we can actually do less hits. So we're actually going to do 7 hits, Flying Strike. We're going to attempt 3 hits after Flying Strike, follow it up with a final Flying Strike. The reason why we're doing 7 hits and then 3 for the tumble phase is because if I do a 4th hit in the tumble phase, he will go into invul, and that's going to be wasted time. So you have to change it up. So 7 hits instead of 9, Flying Strike, 3 hits, Flying Strike, game over. So let me do it in slow-mo, and then I'll speed it up for you guys. Hooray! So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I do 7 hits of damage, flying strike, 1, 2, 3, and then I can flying strike again. So as you can see, I accumulated all that damage in between. So you will not be able to do flying strike twice in a row, because if you use the same burst attack back to back, the boss will hit invul state in almost every case. And I say almost because some have different properties. So if I do flying strike and flying strike, see, here's the invul phase. It just, the way that it builds up doesn't work. But if you do different burst attacks, which we don't have any other ones yet, if you do different burst attacks, it actually resets the invul state, or it lowers it. It doesn't trigger it to go up anymore. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, burst. And there's a health. Did I actually add, did I purchase? Oh, I did purchase Rising Upper. So let me show you how you would normally do this with just Flying Strike. But we're going to do it all in one motion. 9 hits, Flying Strike, 4 hits is the first round. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Flying Strike, 1, 2, 3, 4. Get all these orbs to get your energy to max. Play around with them a little bit. Oh, never mind. Dodge them so you don't get hit. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Flying Strike, 1, 2, 3. Flying Strike again. Boom. Game over. So that's what it would normally look like. And then Ray gets on his knees and explodes. You can choose to get the data chip if you want. You don't need to. Doesn't slow you down. It just makes a nice little sound bite. So that is his circuit. That is on his forehead. They're all on their foreheads. Mission completo. So in the very rare case that you decide that you want to not take damage during the entire fight, if you beat a boss and take 0 damage, you get a bonus. I believe it's $2,000 or 2,000 credits of currency. So if you happen to get that very early on, it allows you to go to the shop and make an extra purchase, which saves you a trip later. Because making a trip to the shop, like going from here, going over here, buying an ability, it's going to take you somewhere between 4 and 6 seconds of time. So you're going to save that amount if you actually do a perfect within the first 3 boss phases. All right. So we're going to do a full run. And let me show you how it works. Let me get in the camera. Sorry. All right. Jump, jump. Jump, jump. Swing. Bada, bada, bada. Jump. Hook shot. Missed it. Dive kick. Dive kick. Wait. Dive kick over. Jump over. 1, 2. That's what that looks like. You can hit that enemy, or you can, walk under it. Whatever you want to do. Slide, slide. Nope. Missed the extra jump. And if this works, that's how it looks like. And then you're just running. You can break a couple boxes, grab the health if you need it. Oop. So once I get to the bottom here, if it's 43 seconds, we're good. You got to be careful if you take damage, because you might fall backwards and hit the spikes. So I slide under here, and because I get hit here, I actually can just walk or run through that enemy. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Jump. There we go. Got him. Oh, I didn't want to grab him. I wanted to grab the ceiling, so I lost about a second. So right here, you cannot go any faster than right here. The time is 1:04. That's the fastest that you can do it while grabbing a rescue. Ah, see how that? I didn't grapple the ceiling. I grappled the enemy, so it messed that up. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5. Double air kick attack. 1, 2, 3. Grapple. Or grab, I should say. And hopefully it's up. I can do this. But I'm not going to do this trick. But right here, you can get right here and you can go forward, backward, forward, right there. Do this so you don't hit any boxes. Dive kick down, jump cancel. All right. Grab this one, run back. If you need health, you get it. And right here, oh, I missed it. And then right here. So 154 is a solid time, 152 is a better time. If you do any of the early jump tricks, you're going to be sub 150 going into that first checkpoint, and that's going to be really good. So I'm going to do 9 hits first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Jump cancel 1, 2, 3, 4. Got it. Now you can switch it up. You can do 6 hits, 2 bursts, and then finish them like that, or you can do it the other way, which I like this way. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I messed up. I forgot I did 6 instead of 7. And that's what ends up happening if you end up miscounting. 221 it's actually a good time considering. 219 or lower is really good when you're not doing the extra jumps on the platforming spike section. Another thing to note when you're speedrunning, your total in-game time, which is the top timer, will continue to go after you beat a boss. The lower time, which is your stage time, does not increase. But what you want to do is you want to lower your in-game time as a whole, because that's what you're rated on. So that is that. So that is Steelworks. New record. So after you go to Steelworks, you have 4 rescues. You're going to go over here and talk to Niga. You're going to have enough money to buy 3 things. 2 bursts and then 1 enhancement. Unless you end up scrapping for more money and then you get a perfect. But you have to remember, if you're hitting checkpoints, you're spending money. So sometimes you'll run into a situation, if you don't break enough boxes, you'll be like 10 to 100 credits shy of making a purchase. So keep that in mind. So you're going to purchase Function Overload for the next stage. You're going to purchase Rising Upper for the next stage. I've already bought them. B means buy. Thumbs up means you already have it. And then you're going to go over here to the nurse. You're going to go down here. You're going to buy Catch Block. The reason you're going to buy Catch Block is because you have Super Armor, which allows you to not take knockback, which will save you time from hitting an enemy, bouncing backwards, and then losing momentum. It is critical that you get that as early as possible. So the fact that you get that plus Function Overload, which you'll see in the next video, those two combined make it the definite requirement to have Steelworks as your first stage. I've tried to do other stuff. I've tried to mix and match other stages, trying to see if it's going to be faster versus slower, trying to see if there's a better strategy. There's not. There is not a better strategy. Steelworks is always going to be your first level for speedrunning. It is what it is. Sorry to disappoint you otherwise. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Steelworks. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Ta-da! We're going to be moving on to the next one shortly, so we're actually going to be doing Power Plant next. So we're going to be using Function Overload, we're going to be using Rising Upper for the boss. You're actually going to see some pretty cool tech going into the next stage, which is a really fun stage, great music. I hope you're here to watch it. So if you have not already, give this video a like, it really supports myself and this channel. Give me a subscribe if you haven't, so that way you get notifications, and turn the notification bell on so you can see the next videos that I upload. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, feedback, any suggestions whatsoever, please leave them in the comments below. Let your family, friends, everybody know that I am doing this tutorial. I hope that you are enjoying it, and I will see you on the next video. Everybody have a good night. Peace.